Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm so very happy to have you guys here as always. Like seriously, I'm glad to be here again today. If you are seeing my video for the first time, you're very much welcome. Okay, my name is Glory and here I do mostly sit down videos. Okay, when it comes to your health, our health in general, okay, and a lot more lifestyle. Oh, a lot. Okay, and you also see DIY from time to time in this video. Okay, I share a lot about my experience, about my a lot. Okay, so stick around and also hit that subscribe button. Thank you. Just hit the subscribe button and that's okay. That's okay. And also hit the bell icon so you'll be notified when I upload a new video. Thank you for tuning in. And all my return subscribers, I can't forget you guys. I'm glad you are here. Thank you and thank you. You're welcome. Today I'm going to be talking about everything about implantation bleeding. Okay. Yes. When you are trying to conceive, it is always something that is not easy to explain. Okay, no one can explain the feeling of a woman that is trying to conceive, like seriously trying to conceive, and you are waiting on God for the fruit of the womb. So it's not something easy. Since I have experienced it, I know what it means. But this implantation bleeding can be something. The benefit of it is that it will help you, it will make you feel better, okay, for some days. Because before you will see your before you can do a pregnancy test or urine test, blood test, it will take days. But this implantation bleeding is something that will tell you that, ouch, somebody is on the way, a little cutie is on the way coming. Okay, and it makes you happy, it makes you feel a little satisfied. Okay, it makes you feel better. So what is really implantation bleeding? This is when the sperm and the egg meet at the fallopian tube. Okay, this is where they meet. Okay, this is what we call fertilization. Okay, and they meet, and then the next thing is for the egg to start its work, traveling from that particular fallopian tube down to the uterine wall, where it's going to be implanted, where it's going to implant. And in the process of traveling, it's going to be dividing. Okay, which is what we call cell division. Okay, it's going to be growing. That's just it, growing from one state to another, from one cell to another, adding up a lot of things that are needed, all those cells that are needed, until when it got to the level where we call it's a blastocyte. Okay, a blastocyte is the level where it's going to reach, then it can implant into the uterine wall. Okay, by the process of implanting into the uterine wall, it might touch, okay, interrupt some blood vessels. Okay, in the process of doing all that, a kind of bloodish discharge might be the result. Okay, might be what you are going to experience, and that is implantation bleeding. It might come in different aspects. Okay, that is it. It might come in a kind of brownish discharge, or pinkish discharge, or very dark discharge, or like dark red discharge, to the extent that you might also experience a kind of light red discharge. Okay, that's spotting. And when do you experience this? When can someone experience this implantation bleeding? This normally happens before, like, let's say around 6 to 12 days after your ovulation. Okay, after you've ovulated, or let's say just a week or around 1 week before your expected date of seeing your periods. Okay, this is how you know that this might be implantation bleeding, because it happens before your periods and days before your periods. Okay, so that's how you know. Another thing is, who are the ones that can experience this kind of thing, this kind of implantation bleeding? It can happen to anybody. Okay, for me, for example, I have given birth to 2 boys. Okay, and it's possible for me to have implantation bleeding in my next and next, if I'm going to give birth to dozens of children. So it's possible for me to experience this in maybe one of these pregnancies. And it's also possible for someone that has not given birth to a child for the first time to experience it in her first pregnancy, and after that in other pregnancies she won't experience it. And it's also possible, very very possible, for someone to be experiencing implantation bleeding in every pregnancy that she will have. Okay, she will have, yes. So it does not matter who or whatever, but what it is that every pregnancy comes with different symptoms. So that particular pregnancy might come with that particular implantation bleeding, other ones might not be with that. Okay, might come with the different ones or might come with the same, just depending on the pregnancy, depending on the individual. Okay, and how does it look? I think I've said that before, that it's pinkish or brownish or dark and or red. Okay, depending. And how long does it last? How long does this implantation bleeding last? It lasts mostly like for few hours, for a minute, for days, up to like 3 days. But if it's more than 3 days, then it might be that there's something going on which is more than that implantation bleeding, so you need to see your doctor. Okay, but mostly normally it lasts for few days. But there are women that experience more than, like, they see this discharge or spotting more than 2 days. It happens. And that doesn't mean you have miscarried already. What you need to do is just to go straight and see your doctor. That's just the best thing to do. But it happens depending on individual, depending on what is going on in your system. Okay, so how will you feel? What are the things that you're going to experience around this period? The things they're going to experience is, number one, cramping. Okay, cramping around this period is something that is very possible. Okay, a lot of women experience this cramping around this period, but that doesn't mean every woman experience this. Okay, most women, particularly who experience this implantation bleeding, have cramping around that time. That is to show that you are sensitive, like your body is sensitive, understand everything that is going on. But if you don't experience it, that doesn't mean you are not normal. Okay, and that doesn't mean your baby is not has not implanted very well. Okay, body system differs, pregnancies differs, like I said. Okay, so that is it. You will experience cramping. Another thing is you might experience breast tenderness. Okay, breast tenderness or nausea. Yes, nausea is another thing that you might experience around this time. Okay, this is just your system being sensitive. This is just your system informing you about what is going on. That is just it. Okay, a lot of women also experience a kind of fluttering. I don't know how to put it. They feel this movement, not really movement, but like a butterfly in there, to show that there's movement of this egg from that particular fallopian tube down to implanting and everything. You are feeling it, you are experiencing it, like you are understanding it. Your system is trying to inform you about it, but it doesn't happen to all women. Okay, so that's it. Another thing is mood swings and all of other symptoms, depending on body system, depending on individual and all that. So these are the things you will experience. Another thing you should know is that it's going to be light. It's going to be light. It's not going to be heavy. So if you ask me, how does it come? It comes in a lighter way compared to your period. Okay, it can never be the same with your period, but different women have their own different ways or different levels of experiencing this. Why? Because if you are the type that normally have heavy periods, then your implantation bleeding, if you're going to have it, is going to be lighter. Okay, but if you have light periods, then it might be a kind of more of spotting, more of just a discharge. Okay, so it just depends on system. For example, me particularly, if you ask me if I have experienced a implantation bleeding, I will tell you no. Okay, but mostly I think I've had, okay, yes, I had this discharge, brownie discharge, around the time I was pregnant with my second child. Okay, I had a light discharge, a brownish discharge that happened just once, and that was it. but it doesn't happen this way to all women. Many women might experience this for days, like for 2 days or even more, but minimum is like 3 days. So if it's more than 3 days, you need to do something about it. Okay, so another thing is that even the days it lasted, depending, like for example, if you're the type that always experience longer periods, like 7 days period or 6 days period, your period lasts for like this amount of days, then your implantation might last up to 3 days. It's not a certainty, okay, but it might last up to 3 days. And that doesn't mean that the next person that had her own for like 2 days or even a day or even a minute, hours, that it's not the same thing, but it's just because of the system, the hormone, the pregnancy, and all that, which is all different. They are all different. So that is exactly what it is. So if you've had this kind of experience, let me know in the comment section. And how did it go? How did it last? Let me know, because I really want to know too. But when it comes to that menstrual thing that lasts for days, I haven't experienced that. Okay, but that doesn't mean, because who knows? Nobody knows. So let me know what you think about this particular topic in the comment section. Okay, so if you haven't experienced this, it's nothing. You're okay. It's just okay. Okay, but the only beauty is just that it tries to tell you on time before you start seeing a positive pregnancy test. Okay, another thing that you also experience if you're chatting is high temperature level. Okay, your temperature will be higher around this time. Okay, because immediately you ovulate and then your egg is fertilized, your temperature tends to go a little higher. Okay, and that is it. You know that most women when they're pregnant, you see their temperature being high, and you'll be like, what's happening? That is just it. Okay, your hormone system, everything is ready now to keep a baby. Okay, so this helps you to understand, to know better on time, even before your system starts producing HCG, which is what your urine test needs. Okay, so that just benefit, but that doesn't mean that everybody must experience it. Okay, so that's it for today's video. Let me know what you think, and if you have any video idea, let me also know in the comment section. Have you hit the subscribe button? If you haven't, alright, do so. Just do it now. Just click on it. Alright, thank you, and see you in my next video.